lo que vamos a hacer en este documento, esto va a ser el documento donde vamos a seguir colaborando y preparando para el examen oral de IB. ¿Está bien? Entonces, la idea que tenía era que mientras que vamos trabajando en cada sesión antes, podemos seguir poniendo más diapositivas, más ideas para estar un poco más preparados. ¿Está bien? Entonces, para esta parte de la clase, voy a hablar un poco en inglés, como la última vez, ¿verdad? Para asegurar que todos que todos pueden entender el formato del examen. ¿Está bien? Una cosa es saber hablar acerca de la foto y otra cosa es saber el formato del examen. Y si tú entiendes bien el formato del examen, yo creo que van a tener mucho éxito. ¿Está bien? Así que cambiamos ahora al inglés, si está bien con todos, ¿sí? Okay, chicos, bien. So the last time that we talked about our IB oral exam and our presentation was a couple weeks ago. We didn't go too in depth with it, but we did start talking about this a couple weeks ago. So this will all be in one spot. So if you want to grab this link, for example, you see up here where I'm hovering over, if you want to grab this and drag it down to your toolbar, you can keep track of it, or if you have another system, I want you to be able to access this frequently. So we can always kind of go back to it and add more ideas and slides to it. Bien. Okay, chicos, so it looks like everybody's on with me. So let's just go ahead and do a quick run through and see what we know so far. ¿Está bien? So preparing for the IB oral exam, the individual oral is divided into 3 parts. So like we've talked about before, and I'm reviewing this because it's helpful to review, and also for those who might not have been here last time, and for those I'm recording for to give the link to after. So remember, the first part of our presentation, okay, is going to be me giving you access to some visuals, some pictures, okay? You're going to have 15 minutes during that time to prepare your ideas. ¿Está bien? So you would have your camera on, okay? This would be, I'm setting up right now for our scheduled appointment times. So I'll be taking about a day or 2 days to schedule out who will be meeting with me during what time to do their recording with me. It will just be you and I on the recording together. You'll have your camera on. So I will watch you after I give you access to the pictures. I will be watching you during the 15 minutes to see you, writing your ideas down. You'll be writing bullet points rather than like paragraphs, right? And after that time, you'll be doing your presentation part of the picture for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then you and I will be having a discussion, or we'll go back and forth, and I'll ask you a few questions to try to get you to elaborate a little bit more on the picture. ¿Está bien? So those are the 3 different parts of our meeting. So all together, 20, 25 minutes, somewhere in there. Also, logging in on, saying hello, making sure you're in a quiet area. And then at the end, muchas gracias, adios, finishing up. So we're looking at about a 30-minute window per student. ¿Está bien? Through that, of course, take that time. Alrighty, so let's talk about the first couple minutes of you getting your visual. So let's pretend like, remember how we did this one for practice? Okay, you're gonna get this picture. You're not gonna have this off to the side. I just put that there as like a crutch to help you, okay? So you get a picture that looks like this. What do you do with it? Okay, you had 5 pictures, you chose this one, okay? Again, I can't give you pictures that you've already seen. Okay, but I'm here to help you. So I'm not going to choose some picture that we've never discussed. We've never talked about those themes. We've never talked about those ideas. My job isn't to choose a picture that's going to be difficult for you to talk about. My job is to say, okay, we've talked a lot about, this type of, picture, this type of theme. We did a whole story on Cas de Cartón. ¿Está bien? So we read that whole entire book through the month of January. So you better believe there's going to be some pictures involved having to do with the overall general themes and concepts from that. So let's pretend like you get this picture like we've done before. And you would start off with slide number 4. So I would say your first minute or minute and a half, you're just describing what you see. ¿Está bien? So we've talked about this, but again, I'm reviewing for those who were not with us last time. You want to start off by telling me what it is you see in the picture. So this is some really great vocabulary to help you to do that. Okay, so I would start off by saying, hola, buenas tardes, espero que esté bien. Gracias, señora Sola, ¿cómo está usted? Muy bien. Ok, háblame un poco de la foto. Muy bien. You would start. En el lado izquierdo veo. En el lado derecho veo. En la parte inferior. So the first minute, you're just describing what you see. Okay, so some good vocabulary would be prepositions, you know, in front of, beside, between, next to. Okay, maybe descriptions of clothing, what you see people wearing. Okay, maybe the present progressive, what they're doing. I see a person who is doing this, walking here, going there, looking at this, has an expression of, seems to be, so the first minute, minute and a half, you're going to be describing what it is you see in the picture. And the more of these vocabulary words that I have here that you can use, the more helpful that would be. Now, remember, you want to talk at a good pace. People get nervous and they talk quickly. And then we turn into and then that's when that English starts rolling in and then you're in trouble. Bien? So what we talked about last time, it's better to take a deep breath. Okay? Say a sentence or two. Stop. Think about what you want to say. And then continue rather than using those fillers. También, yo quiero. No, we don't need all the fillers. We just calm. Think about, okay, I wanted to say la esquina inferior a la izquierda. Okay. En la esquina inferior izquierda, yo veo una mujer, and then continue. Bien? Okay, so we have that there on slide 4. Slide 5, you do not need to know 50 different transition words. Choose 4 or 5 that you like, that you can pronounce, that you can include in your oral presentation. ¿Está bien? At this point, you guys know probably, you know, primeramente, para empezar, por un lado, por el otro lado, type of a thing. Okay, so I've got some there. You guys have seen this. We've worked with this, but I'm bringing it back because I want you to feel comfortable with your transitions. If there are some on here that or there are not some on here that you like to use, add them in. Remember though, we are looking for higher level vocabulary. So if you're going to throw out a también, también, también like 15 times, maybe you could add something else that's higher level. Para continuar. A continuación. Para añadir, okay? Otra idea, okay? So if you find yourself, as we're going through and practicing, with a lot of también, también, what other word could you swap out with that to raise your level? See, chicos? Okay, now after you've talked about your picture, after you've described what you see and you've expressed your opinion, está bien, I'll start to realize that we're coming to about the 2.5, 3 minute mark. Before that, I'm not going to talk. So if you're, you know, finishing up and you're like, y también los niños deberían de estar en la escuela. And I'm kind of looking at the time thinking like, ooh, you're at a minute. We're not even close to 3 minutes. I'll be like, y algo más? And you better be like, oh, sí, señor Sol, like mucho más, like mucho, mucho más. See? So you're going to have to continue a little bit more. So it's a little bit of kind of pulling teeth, okay? But you have to be able to read me also. And if I'm saying algo más, that means that your time isn't up and you better find something else that you can continue to be talking about during that time. ¿Está bien? Okay. Super. Let's move on to slide number 7. Okay, on slide 9 and say, oh, this has nothing to do with identidades, or no, this has nothing to do with organización social. Okay, so I want you to be confident that whatever theme you connect your picture to, it's probably going to be right. And even if it isn't, I wouldn't say, no, no es, que tienes que, no, I would never stop you and say that. ¿Está bien? So any of these themes that you want to connect the picture to, I'm fine with that. ¿Está bien? So again, I'll put the bigger versions in here so you can see it at a later date. But basically, Cadet Cervantes, you're going to be looking at the picture and you're going to be connecting it to our, so here's one that we looked at. Here might be another one, okay? This is a little girl who should probably be at school, but what's she doing? That type of a thing. And the one that we're going to work on today is this one. So I showed this video the other day in class. I'm going to show it again. ¿Está bien? And then we're going to move into using this visual to prepare our next oral presentation. ¿Está bien? So the next time you come to see us, Senor Cervantes, we will be recording and leaving our recording in a discussion board so other students can hear what everybody else is saying and then learn from each other. It's not a place to go to, actually, I hope I can give you access to that. I wonder if I can add you to my class. I'll have to see. It's not a place where we're going to be like, oh, this person doesn't, isn't going to do well on their oral presentation and this person's going to do great. It's a place where we can go and then listen to what each other students said, right? And then be able to get ideas. Oh, so-and-so said this about the picture. I should have said that. Oh, so-and-so used these transition words and these subjunctive phrases. I could have done that next time too. So it's more of a way where we can kind of share our ideas and learn from each other because it's just more helpful that way. Bien? Okay, so I'm going to show you the video for a minute, and then we'll kind of come back to this visual and go over a couple ideas. ¿Está bien? Okay, atención. Okay, chicos. So let's pretend, adios, Ali, gracias. So let's pretend like this was one of the visuals that you were able to discuss in your oral presentation. ¿Está bien? Which are in March, by the way. Bien? What would be some things? I'm going to add a slide here underneath this. And let's change this here. Hang on one second. Think about some things or some ideas or some vocabulary or some sentences that you would be able to, in your 15 minutes right off the bat, add and include in your notes. Hang on one second. Let me just change the background. Let's go to white. There we go. So we can all see. I'm going to add, we've got the text box here. And I'll make you guys, let's write in black. There we go. So everybody can see okay. Okay, so take a second to go either here on the doc or down below in the speaker notes. Let's pretend like you had 15 minutes right now to organize your thoughts and your ideas for your oral presentation. ¿Está bien? Okay, take a couple minutes. Your picture is slide 11. This is your slide. This is your slide 11 here. Okay, you decide out of the 5 pictures, this is the one that you want to talk about. So going back through the slides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put down some ideas of some things that you would add to your notes. I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller. Sorry, hang on one second. Let's go to 12. Okay, go for it. If you want to add in the speaker notes, because there's too many people up top, go ahead. Okay, let me back up. So with the ideas that we have so far, it's a great start. But what I was saying was we have to dig a little bit deeper and go a little bit more broad, because with these few ideas, we can say that in just a couple seconds, couple minutes. ¿Está bien? Yes, you can leave your ideas on slide 6. That's fine, Virginia. So what I was saying, can you talk about makeup? Can you talk about styles? Can you talk about fashion? Can you talk about how things change? Because the shoes that you buy this year probably aren't going to be the in shoes for the next year. Do you know what I mean? What type of influence on what you buy do your friends have? If your friends get a super cool new pair of Vans, like, do you want to get the pair of Vans that they're wearing? If your friends get a super cool new pair of glasses or a new skateboard or new whatever, do you buy things based on, or do people buy things based on outside influences? Okay, if you have a mom or a dad who are really focused on one, do the kids tend to do that as well? So what type of influences, outside influences decide, depend, or what am I trying to say? How do outside influences, decide kind of what you're buying and where we're spending our money and our time? Okay. Um, let's see what else. You could even bring into this one how we were talking about, cirugías plásticas, are people to have that certain look, to strive for that idea and that ideal body type or that ideal face. How much money and time are people spending right now on plastic surgeries? I mean, think about that. Think about that hair and makeup and eyebrows and getting your nails done and all of those different things you can bring into a picture that looks just like this on slide 11. Okay, so try not to just look at the surface. Try to dig in a little bit deeper to kind of a more general, broad, idea or bigger picture, I guess I would say. ¿Está bien? Okay. All right, chicos, you guys did a really great job today. Kind of getting a broader overview of what we're going to be looking at for our IBR oral examples. So please make sure that, again, that you save this link somewhere. And the next time we meet with Senor Cervantes is going to be on the 22nd. So on the 22nd, we will be prepared to do our recordings, which is going to be on Monday. Monday will be the 22nd. And we'll do a recording on this. So it'll be probably the first 2 minutes of you talking about the picture. Okay, I'll go back up to slide 1. 3 or 4 minutes of you discussing, talking about the picture and your opinion of it and what you see. And then I'll ask a question or two that you can include. ¿Está bien? Okay, more questions for me on what we've looked at so far today.